Okay, well, folks, tonight we've got George Nez and Doug Eichelberger here, and they have found a solution to some problems that are worldwide and also throughout our country. One problem is the waste factor and waste ending up into landfills that could be otherwise used as building materials, and the fact that certain areas in the world cannot build proper roofs for their buildings. So what they've come up with is combining both a wall system made from otherwise waste materials and a roof system that they call Salvage Solutions, which has been demonstrated at Denver Sustainability Park and can be used for all sorts of building materials, both here locally and in third world countries. So, gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Doing great, Jason. Thank you.
Fine.
So can you both, Doug and George, can you guys give me a little bit of about your background and how you came up with this?
Sure, Jason. I'm an architect practicing here in Colorado. I do a lot of residential, both new and remodel work, as well as some small commercial work. And over the past 20 years, I've been working especially with wall systems and using alternative building materials.
Okay.
I'm a former city planner of Denver in this decade after World War II, when we had to rebuild many things, including modern flood control and highway systems. I then got into international work in some 20 different countries from time to time for emergency reconstruction after earthquakes and natural catastrophes, huge flood areas.
So, and one thing before we get into the further questions, George, I do apologize. I got your age wrong on the email we sent to our constituents. I had you in the mid-'80s, but actually you're 91 years young, correct? So I do apologize for getting your age wrong.
I just assume you reverse it by 10 or 20 years.
So guys, let's talk a little bit. When I was doing some research on Salvage Solutions, I saw something that said the design for the other 90%. That's a concept. Can you explain to me what design for the other 90% is?
Sure, Jason. Design for the other 90% was actually a show. It's a traveling show put on by the Smithsonian. And it spent part of the summer at the Red Line Gallery in downtown Denver. The show was systems-based. So it provided water solution systems, water sanitation systems, water storage systems, cooking systems, systems like that for the poorest of the poor people in the world, really the 90% that have nothing. Associated with that is the Denver Sustainability Park, which Jason mentioned. It's funded in part by the Denver Housing Authority and the Colorado Renewable Energy Society. And basically, the goal of that park, it's a city block, by the way, was to have a single location that NGOs could come and basically look at different construction alternatives. There was, as an example, a building from Habitat for Humanity, which is called Habahut, and it was just a real quick put up in a morning structure that could be used for emergency housing for earthquakes, different situations like that. The solution that George and I came up with was really focused on the poorest of the poor and what could be built as far as a shelter goes with salvage and waste materials.
So then what is Salvage Solutions?
Well, Salvage Solutions is a combination of several actually, unique, innovative ideas that George and I have come up with. George and I have been friends for a long time, and this was one chance that we had to actually combine our expertise into a structure or an example of a structure actually that can give opportunities and options to different people around the world.